Hello, friends. Welcome to Ray Sports Cricket Live, and like every other day, Sandipan Banerjee is with us. Sandipanda, welcome to Ray Sports Cricket Live. And what a match we have just witnessed, Sandipanda. The hell of a T20 match. One can say, batting first. My mistake. Australia sent India to bat first, and India posted a mammoth of a total 222 for 3 in 20 overs. As we know, Rituraj Gaikwad played a brilliant knock. He scored a century, 123 in just 57 balls. Uh, in reply, Australia, what a knock by Glenn Maxwell. He played a blinder with 104 runs in just 48 balls, 8 fours and 8 gigantic sixes. One can say, Sandipanda, that the match against Afghanistan in the World Cup was definitely not a fluke. He can do it any day.
Absolutely, it was not a fluke, and I can remember another game, the World Cup semi-final of 2015. Same day, Maxwell, played a similar kind of, So yeah, I mean, definitely, when on his day, Maxwell can be as devastating as anyone else in the world, and we have seen this today. The way he finished the game, that was more important. The areas he chose to hit his shots, those are difficult areas. Prasidh Krishna was bowling a lot of, was trying a lot to, to bowl to his, comparatively weaker areas. But Glenn Maxwell is a complete 360-degree player, and we have seen this today. So yeah, I mean, it was hard luck on part of the Indian team.
Santivanda, what do you think? What went wrong from Indian bowler side? Though Australian bowlers also got hit across the ground, we all know. But what's your analysis on that?
It's a small ground. It's a small ground. But the thing is, I think if you can't defend 220 odd runs in a T20 match, then it's very, you have to add that to conditions which are on your, your familiar conditions. So I think yes, maybe I don't never know when Australia the drop catch. I think the drop catch of Matthew Wade maybe, or I don't know. I mean, I have to pinpoint. If you ask me to pinpoint one particular weakness, I don't think there were any. But I think you have to give it to the Australians. I think the way they chased this down, I think you have to give a lot of credit to the Australians. Uh, they paced their chase quite well. I think the conditions under light was, especially in the second half when India were bowling. He was a little bit of moisture on the ground. Ball was coming onto the bat nicely, though. It did the same in the first half as well. It's just a T20 game, but I think. I think Australians, you need to give credit to the Australians, but someone like Prasidh Krishna, I have a few I have a few concern about him because he is considered one of India's, in the next generation bowlers who you will take the take charge from the likes of Bumrah, from the likes of Shami. But the thing is, Prasidh Krishna, after so much of IPL experience, after so much of international experience, he was supposed to play. In fact, he was drafted in the India's World Cup squad as well. But if he cannot defend 21, then you need to ask questions to his credentials, because this is your job. Specifically, you are a specialist for that position. You need to do the you are selected in this team for doing bowling in the depth. But you need to I think we need to think as a team management. You need to say, think about Prasidh Krishna and his bowling credentials. Though it is just one year,
Another thing,
I know
Sandipanda,
he has bowled well in the past in this series, but under pressure, sometimes Prasidh Krishna has this tendency of getting hit for a lot of runs.
we have seen that in IPL as well. One thing, another, Sandipanda, that mistake from Ishan. Ishan is quite the wicketkeeper who is currently can be termed as a senior as well. He is playing for a long time, and that mistake from him behind the stump, when that was a no ball, if you remember.
Yeah.
That also helped. Australia to come back in the match. You think that as well?
These are small things. I mean, in a T20 game where the margin of errors are very small compared to a ODI. So here in a T20 match, especially in a high scoring game like this, it is very hard to come back if you give, after those kind of mistakes. So yes, those things mattered a lot, but still 21 in the last over is definitely defendable. Definitely defendable. I think I think mistake India did was the slow over rate, and they had to put one extra fielder, inside the circle in the last over. I think that cost India the game.
Okay, I will go
along
to
with
the.
along with along with poor execution of Prasidh Krishna in that last over.
I will take a few questions. A lot of fans are watching as well. I can tell them just that you can ask your question through a live chat. We will throw the question straight to Sandipanda, all of your questions. So I'm taking the first question from Shantanu Bhai. Question. He is saying that we need Bumrah, Shami, Siraj in next year's T20 match if we want to win the T20 World Cup. Same thing, Sandipanda, that we are relying on these three or four senior pros who have many times saved India. We can say. What about the new bowlers? I will first. You can give Santanu's answer.
If you always need the senior pros, then why is what about the pipeline we always
Yes,
talk about?
that's why.
These like the Prasidh Krishna and all these Arshdeep Singh and all these kind of bowlers, they need to put their hands up as well. I think Arshdeep also in at the international level, I have seen him getting hit for a lot of runs, though he has done
Yes,
well in the IPL. But at the international level, it seems that Arshdeep is still not ready for the highest level. I mean, though he has played the T20 World Cup last year, he has played a lot of matches overall everywhere. But I think still Arshdeep needs to learn a few more tricks as a bowler, especially while bowling at the death overs. With the new ball, he is quite good. But say in the death overs, sometimes Arshdeep is also little bit shaky. So yeah, I mean there is a valid question. So and I think in the next T20 World Cup in the West Indies, because we have to remember that we will be going there right after the IPL. And
yes.
most of these bowlers, they like Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, they play
Doing great.
almost all the matches for their respective franchises. So if they have some sort of an eagle, if they have some sort of an injury, who is your backup option? Your backup option is Arshdeep, your backup option is Prasidh Krishna. But if they cannot defend 220 on home soil, I have my doubts. Then, but again, West Indies, the conditions will be different. So I think, but still, India needs to, Indian think tank, Indian selectors, team management. They need to think very seriously about India's next generation of fast bowlers. I think it's a high time now.
Let's talk about some positives as well, Sandipanda. Ravi Vishnoi, he was quite good in this track called we all know that it was a run paradise, but still Ravi Vishnoi played quite well, and Ravi can be useful for India in the T20 World Cup as well because the pitches in West Indies will be quite slow.
Yes, Ravi Krishna is doing well. He did well in the last game as well. I think he took, if I am not wrong, he took 3 wickets in that match, and that was a turning point again in on that chase. Also, when Stoinis and Team David were going, Ravi Bishnoi was the man who came in, brought India back in the game. So yeah, I mean Ravi Bishnoi on a West Indies pitch, definitely he is being, he's in the scheme of things, and the selectors are thinking him as one of the options for the T20 World Cup. But he needs to do it consistently. We did consistently, and so yeah. I mean, still these matches, these 10 international or 11 whatever T20Is we have before the T20 World Cup. I think these are all like these will be used as an experimental basis. You will see a lot of experimental being done on these kind of matches. So team management, the VVS Lakshman and his support staff can try out a lot of options, a lot of things using these new players. But I think these results sometimes, this can do well for a team as well, because now what which area you are lacking, so they can work on that particular aspect in the next games.
Shantanu Roy has another question for you. We don't accept this type of mistake from Ishan Kishan. That was costly for us.
It's okay. I mean, it can happen. I mean, I know that at the professional level, it is not expected. Uh, but still, I think it's perfectly all right. I mean, you can have a bad day at office. Any profession, in any profession, we can have a bad day at the office. But still, yeah, it's a professional. In this sport, as I am saying, the margin of error is very small in T20 cricket. So one mistake, and you can almost lose the game. And probably couple of mistakes or two, three mistakes have cost India the game tonight.
Yes. Shantanu's last question. How Prasidh was selected in the World Cup squad? Such a shame.
No. It's too harsh. It's too hard. It's the T20 format and ODI format are different. The bowling strategies are different. The lengths are different. So you cannot compare the performances based on that. I think Prasidh is a good ODI bowler, hit the deck kind of bowler, can generate some steep bounce as well. Can be unpredictable with his length as well. So in ODIs is fine. I mean, I'm not being very critical about Prasidh in the T20 format as well, but he needs to do well. I mean, when you are playing for India, and such a talented player pool we have, such a strong player pool we have from there, if the selectors are thinking you as one of the options for the next T20 World Cup, or to play for India, I think you need to buckle up. It's high time for him. And but still, it's a learning curve for everyone. Like these matches, of course, it is all about learning from your mistakes. I would love to see Prasidh Krishna making a comeback in the next game and bowling a brilliant spell.
Yes. With that, do you think Sandipanda Australia, with after this win, has a great chance to level the series in the next game as well?
This series is very highly contested. All the matches, I mean, 200 plus matches. Anything could have happened in any of these games. So I am not predicting anything. I'm not predicting anything. Anything can happen. Uh, Basically, the team which will do less mistakes will win the game next time. Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's
basically, it's all about minimizing your mistakes in this format. Nothing, especially on these kind of pitches.
absolutely. With this, we are wrapping up our show for today. We will see you guys again in the next episode. Thank you, Sandipanda, for all your time. Thanks, fans, for all your time. And whoever have not subscribed Ray Sports Cricket, please do subscribe for all these latest updates and live shows. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Thank you.